Hello and welcome to the Nunawading Basketball Centre. It is round 14 action and we've got a cracker coming up for you right now. It's the Nunawading Spectres hosting the Kilsyth Cobras, both teams with 12 wins so far this season, and we're just a couple of weeks away from the NBL1 final series, so both teams desperate to get a victory and enhance their prospects. Ben Waterworth with you on this Indigenous round in the NBL1, and I'm joined by a pick and roll editor and a familiar voice for Nunawading games here on NBL1 live streaming, Damien Arsenis. Damien, welcome to the graveyard on this Saturday night. We've got a cracker coming up.
Oh, we certainly do. 5th versus 6, and it's such an important game for both teams coming into tonight's game. Little separating them. You mentioned they both got 12 wins. Well, Kilsyth's got the 5 losses. Spectres have played one more game.
Yep.
They've got 6. So if Nunawading gets this win tonight, they'll edge ahead of the Cobras, and of course the Cobras have to back up tomorrow.
That's right, yes. So Kilsyth taking on Frankston tomorrow at home, and then Dandenong next week. So the Kilsyth Cobras have 2 more games left, and then Nunawading just the 1 game left. They play Eltham next Saturday at Eltham High School. So their last regular season home game. They'll be wanting to put on a big show for their fans. It's a healthy crowd that has stood out. Who are some of the key players that you're looking forward to seeing tonight who might have a big impact on the game?
Oh, look, you bring in someone like Matty Garrick at the back end of the season.
Handy.
It's a very, very handy pickup. But you know, I actually think the most important players for Nunawading is Kathleen Shear. She gives them size and presence in the paint.
Yep.
But I think Rachel Brewster coming off the bench, what an addition she is mid-season to bring in someone that can light it up at will. And it's certainly something that Coach Flynn's been bringing off the bench, but certainly playing her down the stretch in the 4th quarter as well. And she's a very important player. But on the flip side, you know, Kilsyth, they've got an absolute gun shooter on their team, and that's Lauren Nicholson. Oh. Hasn't she been lighting it up this season again?
One of the form players in the country over the past 12 to 18 months, really. Incredible. And a weekend, last weekend down in Tasmania, incredible.
Yeah, she's 3rd in the league in scoring with 23.8 points a game. There's a reason why she's doing that, and she's almost single-handedly won a handful of games for Kilsyth. And, of course, tonight will be really important because looking through the bench of both teams, you'd have to say that the Spectres have probably run a bit deeper.
A little bit, yep.
It's certainly going to have their work cut out for them. But, you know, this is a playoff-type game tonight. It's such a big game for both teams. They've seemed both destined to be playing in postseason action. And, of course, tonight will certainly help shape what that final 8 will look like.
Well, Matty Garrick is starting tonight. Incredibly, she didn't start in her first game against Ringwood a couple of weeks ago. Came off the bench and had a bit of an impact, but she's gradually increased her output as the games have gone on. But we're all set for a start here at the graveyard.
So Nunawading's going with Shear, Rowe, Pizzy, Garrick and Antoniadou. And while Kilsyth got the veteran Downey with Nicholson, Tesseri, Wisher and Booth.
And there is Downing as if on cue. She received the tip from Booth, and Kilsyth have possession early to start off this contest. What a crucial one it is for both. Booth goes to work early. Here's the gun shooter Nicholson. Ignored Downey. Went herself from the corner and knocked it down for an early confidence boost. Lauren Nicholson continuing her great form from last week where she knocked down a lazy 40 points down in Tasmania.
Well, don't you love it? You talk someone up and she delivers immediately.
Shear at the other end, fading away. Needs a lucky roll, none forthcoming. Booth brings it down. Cara Tassari, a couple of seasons with the Bendigo Spirit in the WNBL over the recent seasons. Now Wisher. Back to Tassari. And Booth in the post. Height advantage here over Pizzy, and on the reverse, a pretty move.
Well, Pizzy let herself be back down there. It looks like Booth's going to have the not just a size advantage, but a strength advantage, and really had a way with Pizzy one out there.
This time Shear, top of the key, sees a cut from Rowe and eventually works to the outside. 8 to shoot here for the Spectres. Now in the hands of Garrick. Her first touch of the basketball is a missed 3-point attempt. And good start, good confidence booster here for the Cobras. Looking to try and leapfrog the Spectres tonight at the graveyard. Nicholson working hard, draws the contact and will go to the line for the first time tonight.
And that's just a veteran savvy play. Moving the ball, using her body well, protecting it and getting to the rim and drawing a foul. A very strong start by Lauren Nicholson.
Matty Garrick is called for the first personal foul, or her first personal foul, first team foul of the night. Lauren Nicholson has had an incredible 12 to 18 months. WNBL Defensive Player of the Year in just her second season with the Adelaide Lightning and played a crucial role in that grand final series as well. And, of course, the MVP in the equivalent competition last year. So she's a star and only getting better. And Toniadu kicks it out for Rowe. She's well short in the attempt, but a long rebound gives them a second look here, the Spectres. Garrick guarded by Nicholson. 2 stars going at it on the left-hand attempt. Garrick nowhere near the rim. And Nicholson combining with Booth. And now Tassari slowing the pace down. Booth was there. And Pizzi, I think, will be called for the foul. That's the second on the Spectres. Rebecca Pizzi is called for her first personal foul.
Well, that was good recognition by the Cobras. They had a mismatch inside. It wasn't actually on... Well, Pizzi picked up the foul, but it was a mismatch with Garrick, I think, found herself on Booth. And good recognition, getting it into the bigs inside, and it was Pizzi that picked up the foul.
And Sarah Booth, normally a 63% free throw shooter, but good on her first attempt, and she knocks this down, which she does. That is an 8-0 start here at the Graveyard in favour of the Cobras.
Well, it's not something you see every day here at Nunawading. There's a reason why they call it the Graveyard.
And only a couple of weeks ago, these two teams actually played, and Nunawading got the victory at Kilsyth, 78-71. But a perfect start here for Kilsyth. And they're making it hard on offense here for the Spectres. No easy looks as Garrick puts it up with 5 to shoot, and Garrick knocks it down. That's the class of Maddie Garrick, who's had an outstanding past couple of months, doing some great work with Australia's 3x3 side, alongside Rebecca Cole and Alice Kunek and Keely Froling. Tassari with 10 to shoot. Inside for Booth. Pizzi got a hand in there, but can't affect the shot. In the end, well played. Good defense from Nunawading, forces a missed shot from Booth. Tassari takes a tumble in the key. It leaves Shear open. And then she was looking for Pizzi, but in the end it came off Wish's hand. So still another warning ball with 15 seconds here.
Well, you talk about good defence. Kilsyth's perimeter defence to open this game has been phenomenal. I know Garrick just knocked down the 3, but really that was a bailout 3 because their ability to defend the 3-point line so far, early days, has been fantastic.
Oh, and Toniadu on the inside. The right-hand finish was lovely. Big layup from Rachel Antoniadu, who was excellent last time the Spectres played Kilsyth with 17 points, team high. Now Booth, they lob it in for her. Nicholson open for 3, knocks it down.
Well, again, good recognition. Rowe found herself guarding Booth this time. They got it in, had the double team, quick kick out and an open 3.
Nicholson hot early for the Cobras, and a bit to think about for Paul Flynn and Nunawading. Oh, it's a nice pass inside, but they drew the double team there to Kira Rowe. And allowed Pizzi in for her first bucket of the night. So back to a 4-point margin here in front of the Cobras, but there's Booth and Nicholson combining again. This time Nicholson getting the 2.
Oh, that was Booth there. What a brilliant pass that was by Booth. Nearly had eyes in the back of her head.
Yeah, look, lethal combination. Sarah Booth and Lauren Nicholson. Booth played last season with the Melbourne Boomers in the WNBL. Backing down Shear. Lovely fade away, and she gets that 2 to go. So basket for basket in the past couple of minutes, and a 13-9 lead here for Kilsyth. Halfway through this first quarter. Great to have your company wherever you're watching around the planet. Tassari with 10 to shoot. Guarded by Antoniadu. Pizzi, in the end, got the rejection up. Athletic from Rebecca Pizzi, and that'll do her confidence the world of good to reject it away from Booth. Fading away there, well, spinning away rather, was Shear. Did all the hard work, then missed the easy layup. Tassari didn't go for the ball, so still 10 to shoot here for Shear. Pizzi, Garrick, inside the key, turnover, Booth picks it up. Tassari goes to work, guarded by Antoniadu, and then Wisher underneath the basket with a lovely reverse.
Oh,
15-9.
End-to-end action at the moment. Only 2 fouls called in the first 5 minutes. It's a 6-point lead to the visitors.
Screen is there for Garrick, and she was able to get some contact. Alison Downey is called for the contact, and Maddie Garrick will be going to the free throw line for the first time. First team foul on Kilsyth. First personal on Downey.
But we build up Lauren Nicholson before the game. Well, what a fast start she's had. 9 points in the first 5 minutes. They're going to have to find a way to try and slow her down. But really, it's been Booth in the post has really helped open everything up. when she's been mismatched, she's taken advantage, and when she's had the double team, she's kicked it out. Very smart play.
Here's Maddie Garrick. I mentioned before how been a bit of a whirlwind few months for Maddie Garrick on international duties. Her first 3 games for the Spectres have drawn 14 points, 19 points, and last week against Knox, 21. 1 from 2 from her free throw attempts, but they get a second look. Antoniadou with a mid-range.
That was a nice basket right now. I think we might see a substitution by the Spectres in a moment. We might see Chelsea D'Angelo and maybe even Rachel Brewster come in.
Tazari thought about the 3, instead retreated to Nicholson. Kamak is on the court. Booth's mid-range shot fell short. Good desperation from Downey, but in the end, Spectres went out. Garrick driving it down, kicks it out. Now, Rowe loves a 3-point attempt and was well off target on her first for the night. Tazari with a long rebound.
Well, Rowe's been very short on her only 2 3-point attempts of the game. And there she is again.
Lauren Nicholson
Up to 11.
making a statement here at the graveyard early. And giving the Spectres ample to think about. Screen from Shear for Antoniadou. 10 to shoot for Shear. She ends up putting the mid-range and falling well short. And Downey able to get the rebound, and that was off Shear's hand. So still a Kilsyth ball. 22 seconds left on the shot clock in their backcourt. Downey checks out, and we get our first look at Rebecca O'Donnell for Kilsyth. Still no substitutions for Nunawading.
A little surprised, actually. I would have thought they'd inject one of those 2 aforementioned players, but nonetheless, it's a 5-point game and a lovely dual action there. Getting inside to O'Donnell.
Booth inside. Kamak put the shot up. It was a hand in there from Nunawading, and then it came off Kilsyth then, so it'll be a baseline ball here for the Spectres, who find themselves down by 5 points. And finally, we do see that Nunawading substitution. Brewster coming on, and Kira Rowe taking a seat. Rachel Brewster in her 12th game for the Spectres, but she really announced herself a couple of weeks ago against Waverley. She had 18 points, including 14 in the 4th quarter alone. It was a masterful performance. Garrick crossing over on Nicholson. What a battle that was. And what a shot that was from Maddie Garrick. The impossible goes in.
I was about to say, Nicholson played her perfectly, and she was still able to hit that over the outstretched hand.
So good to see Maddie Garrick have some confidence in this league as well, driving to the basket as Booth receives the lob pass over the top. Lovely little combination there with the veteran Claire Kamak.
Well, Booth just rolled to the basket beautifully off that play.
Now Pizzy working with Shear. Brewster gets her first look on offense. Just losing control, but there was some contact before she was able to get the pass off there, Brewster. So a foul on Kilsyth there, second team foul, and Kamak is called for her first personal.
Well, to give you an idea how well Kilsyth are shooting, they're 6 of 10 from the field, shooting 60% over the opening 7.5 minutes as we have a timeout called. Nunawading, on the other hand, 5 of 12, 41%. And on any other night, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's just Kilsyth are really shooting it, and it's Lauren Nicholson doing all the damage, 11 points.
Well, it's interesting. Last time these two sides met in round 11, the field goal percentage was essentially the main difference between the two sides from a statistical perspective. Nunawading shot 28 of 57, so 49%. Kilsyth shot 26 of 70 for 37%. So ouch. Kilsyth had a lot more opportunities, just couldn't get things to go. But in the end, the Spectres really blew Kilsyth away in the first term with a 24-9 first quarter. But it hasn't played out like that at all in his first quarter, with the Kilsyth leading 19-14.
Oh, look, there's a lot to play out in this game. And right now, it's been Kilsyth on top early. But even though they don't look like they're playing that well, the Spectres have been able to hang tough, and they're only 5 points down.
So Nunawading, they are not quite at full strength. Izzy Chilcott, really important inclusion into this roster this year. She's not playing. She actually hasn't played since mid-June as well. Missed the past 6 games. That's due to a medial ligament. But speaking to the Spectres beforehand, they're very confident that she'll be back for the playoffs time. So hopefully they'll be able to get her back into the side, because she's such an important and integral member of this roster and really adds another dimension.
Oh, look, they really need her for the playoffs. If they're going to make a deep playoff run, they need Izzy Chilcott.
5-point lead here for Kilsyth. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. And Tonyadu and Pizzy combine. Two former Rangers. Brewster with 2 to shoot. A long three just catches the rim, but in the end still a Kilsyth defensive rebound.
Well, coming out there, you know, they should have had a better awareness of the shot clock. It was only the coach counting down the last 2 seconds that Brewster quickly launched it.
Here's Nicholson for Booth. 8 to shoot, now 7 for Kilsyth. Booth wants it deep, but in the end, Claire Kamak puts up an all-oxygen shot attempt, and Tonyadu tries to pick up the pace. Brewster now looking for the pick and roll with Pizzy, and Pizzy was fouled as she put up that attempt, and she'll get her first look from the stripe tonight.
Rachel Brewster set that up brilliantly. She just waited and waited and waited, and the screen came. Pizzy rolled right to position. It was a beautifully executed pass, and you know, it's a great opportunity to try and get Pizzy into the game offensively as well. And I just really like that game. Brewster just looks so smooth to me and under control. 4 years at college is well spent, and she's just come into this lineup and looked like a pro straight away.
Rebecca Pizzy misses her first attempt, but statistically, Pizzy's actually the most efficient player in the league inside the arc. She has a 2-point percentage of 61.1%, which is ranked first in the league. She's 1 for 2 from the stripe tonight, so reducing the margin to 4 again. Just over 1:40 left in this first term. Wisher. Nicholson, Kamak working it back for O'Donnell. 8 to shoot here as a shot comes up from Mathers off target, and good defensive rebound there from Brewster.
Well, it's good to see the Cobras sharing the ball around. Just weren't able to capitalise.
Yeah. Patient ball movement from Kilsyth. Shear goes to work. That was a nice move inside. The left-hand finish a bit too hot off the glass. Nicholson had an outstanding first quarter. Wisher thought about the three, went the mid-range 2, no good, but Nicholson gives him a fresh 14. Wisher again, this time guarded by Antoniadu. Kamak, the veteran, for Mathers, who puts up the deep 2 attempt, but off target. Antoniadu strong off the glass.
Yeah, the Kilsyth didn't get the shot opportunities they wanted on that possession.
Garrick open for 2 and knocks it down.
And just coming back to that last Kilsyth possession, they didn't get the ball in the hands of the players they needed. And those mid-range shots are probably not the shots they wanted from those players.
Maddie Garrick starting to find some rhythm on offense. Speaking of rhythm on offense, here's Nicholson. And a long shot from the veteran, Claire Kamak, knocks it down.
That was a better shot.
Over 325 games at this level. There's essentially a 1-second differential between game clock and shot clock here. So the Spectres will, you'd think, try to use every last second of that. 8 to shoot. And Tonyadu for Brewster. She'll have the final say from the corner. Good defense from Kamak on that occasion. Forces a missed shot. And at quarter time at the Graveyard, it's a great start here for Kilsyth. 22 they lead. Nunawading 17, a 5-point differential. But it has been a bit of a display of the stars so far. Lauren Nicholson particularly for Kilsyth, and Garrick sort of giving us a bit of a glimpse of what might be for Nunawading early, Damien.
Oh, look, I don't disagree at all. It was all Lauren Nicholson early. 9 points in the opening 5 minutes. She's now got 11. Kilsyth shooting 7 of 15% from the field, so they've just cooled off towards the end of that quarter. They're still holding a 5-point margin, and they've certainly come in with intent. Their defensive pressure's been good, particularly on the perimeter.
Yeah, we saw that within the first couple of plays.
Yeah, and they've certainly pushed the Spectres out of their game. And what's happened with the Spectres, they've gone to a little bit of individual action as well.
Yep.
And it hasn't quite paid off for them. But all credit to Kilsyth. They've come in, particularly after dropping their last game to the Spectres on their home court. And they're coming out here to the Graveyard, one of the hardest places to get an away win. And they've certainly put their foot forward to open this one.
Yeah, it was Rachel Antoniadu, who was excellent last time these two sides met. She finished with the 17 points, but just the 4 points so far, but still lots of time left. But just a conversation on Maddie Garrick. We mentioned her 3x3 awesome performances with Australia and how deep they were able to get at the 3x3 World Cup, actually win the Asian Cup only a couple of weeks beforehand. How handy is it that you can add someone of her quality just a couple of weeks before playoffs?
Oh, it certainly is. It's fantastic. And we talk about Rachel Brewster, adding her coming off a college career, mid-season as well. So they add Brewster, then you add Garrick. They've got some really good pieces, and really one of their most important pieces, Chilcott's not playing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be about a month before she steps on the court again. They really need her because Chilcott's veteran leadership. She brings 11 points a game, almost 10 rebounds a game as a combo forward is probably the best way to, a wing. And she's such an important player to this team. But Flynn's got some absolute weapons to bring off the bench, such as Brewster, such as D'Angelo, who we haven't seen tonight yet either.
Haven't seen yet, so keep our eyes on that as they work it around here. Sarah Ray Slater on the court as Garrick with a three-ball attempt is off target.
But again, that's what Kilsyth's doing well. They're able to push the Spectres into this sort of isolation scenario, hoping that Garrick can finish, hoping Brewster can hit.
Speaking of Nicholson, trying to hit at the other end, Nicholson misses. There's Garrick, though, with the defensive rebound, and she's so fit, Maddie Garrick. Well,
you have to be to play 3-on-3. Yeah. It's such a physically taxing form of the game.
That shot looked good from Antoniadou, but off target. Nicholson again driving the tempo and offense and spinning inside, but off target. And there's the really important height of Shear. Now they try to move it quickly down the court. Brewster pulls up for two. And she misses. Can't keep it alive, though. It's going to be a Kilsyth ball off Brewster's hands from the baseline.
If you're talking about 3-on-3, Nunawading Spectres have just about pioneered the sport in Australia here with their men and the women now involved. You've got Dave Bewer here running it. It certainly seems to be a hotbed of 3-on-3 players here at the moment.
And that's been a bit of a balance, I think, for Nunawading. And I'm sure it's been widely discussed on many games, the balance between the 3-on-3 commitments and the NBL1 commitments. They did know pre-season that it was going to be a bit of a tough balancing act, but they've worked it so well. Both teams still right in top four calculations at both men and women. Says that's a lovely turnaround shot from Alison Downey to get on the scoreboard.
Alison Downey, isn't she winding back the clock? Having a fantastic
36
season.
years of age next Wednesday, Alison Downey. Happy early birthday for her as Kilsyth force another turnover. Downey takes a tumble on cue just outside the key. Nicholson for triple. And Brewster strong.
Downey doesn't want to give a cheap foul away. There's no love lost there between Brewster and Downey. Going at it behind play.
Trying to assert herself as Garrick on the left hand. Just did everything right. Just a bit too hot off the glass. And Nicholson at the other end v Brewster. All class and all experience. Lauren Nicholson. Just timed that to perfection. And
13 points to Nicholson. Only player in double figures. Garrick's got 8 for the Spectres.
10 to shoot for Shear. Brewster working in the post.
See how stagnant their offense is at the moment. You've got to give credit to the Cobras for that.
Shear with a long 3 attempt. That is a circuit breaker for Nunawading.
That never looked like missing.
No.
That was a sweet shot by Shear from way downtown.
Beautiful elevation, and it draws the margin back to 6 points in favour of the Cobras. Wisher had the ball knocked out of her hands, well played by the Spectres defence. And Brewster brings it into the front court.
I think Downey's having a load of fun out there, of course, playing AFL women's experience as well. She's loving the physicality right now.
She's guarding Shear, who's kicking out for Antoniadou with 5 to shoot. Antoniadou for 3. And she's well off target, and another long rebound from Nicholson.
But how many times have we seen that for the Spectres already? A couple of passes, and then we've got an isolation 3 taken. That's certainly not the kind of offense the Spectres will be looking to run.
Antoniadou guarding Nicholson. Mathers goes to work, almost travelled, but in the end gave the ball away. Garrick picks up the steal. And then might go herself in the end. Offensive foul is called on Shear, I think. She's not happy with the call. No basket is called. Kathleen Shear is called for the foul.
So Mathers is going to have a break, as is Kamak, with Tassery and Booth checking back in. And Pizzy's checked back in as well for the Spectres.
So first personal foul for Kathleen Shear. Just Certainly didn't agree with the referee's call of it. And neither does Paul Flynn as well. He's having some words with the stats bench and the referee, the Nunawading coach.
Sarah Slater's checked in, as has... Can't quite make out who that is, actually. I'll get back to you in a minute. As Downey's having fun. She dives through the key.
Oh, Lauren Nicholson is putting on a clinic at the graveyard. Continuing her stunning stretch of form in the NBL1 for the second year in a row, arguably the best player in this competition. Brewster at the other end says, whatever Lauren can do, I can do just as well.
And that was a much-needed basket. Again, though, not a lot of movement from the Spectres. It's that whole isolation three-point attempt. This time it pays off.
Nicholson again thought about the three. Tessari then puts it up instead, and it's a bit of a triple fiesta at the graveyard.
I was going to say, she didn't think about shooting the three. It was always going up. Can't leave her open.
So back out to 8 points. It hasn't quite gone beyond double figures yet, but that's a lovely team chemistry between Pizzy and Kira Rowe. And Rowe is awarded the 2 points in the end, but great recognition from Pizzy. Booth turning around, in and out. Brewster keeps it alive though for Kilsyth. Nicholson pulls up, knocks it down. She can't miss. Lauren Nicholson.
Lauren Nicholson, 15 points, puts her team up by 8, forcing the Spectres to call timeout.
She's had some big games over the past few months, Lauren Nicholson. 40 points last week against Hobart, 39 against Knox, 32 against Ballarat. She's averaging 23.8 points per game from a lot of court time.
Third in the league for scoring.
Yeah, third in the league. Matt, above her is Rebecca Cole, who's barely played this year, and Jenna O'Hay, who's only played a few games for the Melbourne Tigers. So essentially, she's the number one scorer in the league.
Oh, exactly right. She's 6 of 9 from the field, 5 of 6 inside the arc, 1 of 3 beyond it. Hit both her free throws. She's got 3 rebounds, 3 assists. She's doing it all.
Going 66% clip from the field as well. 3 assists to go with that.
Oh, we'll make that 70%. Stats just got updated.
Gee.
She's doing everything, is Lauren Nicholson.
Well, a few concerns for Paul Flynn at this stage, do you think, Damien?
Oh, look, they've been in this position a number of times this year, so they can definitely come back from that. But having said that, they're still not playing their normal style of game. No. There's a lack of movement. And again, I've said it before, credit to the Cobras. They've really taken them out of the offense. They're making them do things they don't want to do. And they're being left with this isolation three-point attempts, whether it's been Garrick, we've seen Antonia do, we've seen Brewster. Brewster, he just hit one before, but it's not off anything. It's all broken play, and that's not how the Spectres want to play. They like cutting and diving and a bit of motion offense, and we're just not seeing any motion from the Spectres tonight. I reckon it'll be something they talk about at halftime.
13 to shoot here for Kathleen Shear. A lot being asked of her. Rowe back for Shear. One-on-one against Downey. That's a tough look.
See, that's the same thing. There was a few screens off ball, but the ball never moved. The ball was in someone's hands the whole time. And at junior level, you're telling your players, move the ball, don't hatch it. You're not a chicken. And at the moment, they're not moving the ball.
Nicholson wants Booth, finds Booth, and Booth finds the net. And the Cobras lead is into double figures. 35 to 25 in favour of Kilsyth. Looking to leapfrog the Spectres on the NBL1 ladder tonight. Shear takes it just in front of Downey, but that stagnant offense again on display. Garrick v Nicholson. Gee, that was an unrealistic attempt. And Nicholson with the easy rebound again. Tessari is there. Back for Nicholson for 3. Make it 20 points. Lauren Nicholson.
Well, she's on track for another 40-point game.
This is insane. From a rising star of Australian basketball. Caught up into the Opal squad as well for 2019, Lauren Nicholson, and deservedly so. Brewster with a much-needed basket cuts the margin to 11.
Well, the only person looking like they're going to score for the Spectres at the moment is Brewster.
Yeah. So smooth. Nicholson this time finds Downey. Missed the assist for Nicholson. In and out. Spectres bring it down. Garrick needs to catch fire here, or someone from the Spectres does. Garrick takes on the responsibility and falls well short. No one there ready for the rebound for Nunawading. Downey again hits the floor. Oh, and then Garrick comes with a well-timed block. Brewster couldn't keep it in, but Matty Garrick will certainly take that rejection, a rare one.
It's all happening out in the court as we see Kamak and Freitas come back in for the Cobras.
So I can't see Chelsea D'Angelo sitting on the bench tonight, so obviously there's no plans for her to be out there for Nunawading.
Yeah, we had no inside word before the game.
She didn't play last week against Knox as well, so they might be just resting her for fitness at the moment as Nicholson takes her tally to 22 points. What a performance from Lauren Nicholson in this first half. She has well over half of Kilsyth's points tally. They need to pull something out of the bag pretty quickly here. Nunawading, they're down by 13 points. Shear with 7 to shoot. Stepping inside and missing the layup attempt.
I just realised Chelsea D'Angelo's with the Australian national team for the under-19s. Totally forgot about it.
Of course she would be.
I've been in Vanuatu for 2 weeks. Blown my mind.
Kamak for 3. Wide open and all nylon. 43 to 27. Kilsyth lead. This has been a dominant second quarter.
Yeah, it's danger stations really for the Spectres at the moment. 16 points they're down by.
19 points to 10 in this second term so far. And Wisher is called for her first personal foul. 1 team foul each for these two sides so far in this quarter.
Well, again, Kilsyth's defence has forced Nunawading's shooting percentage to fall below 40%. They're down to 37% from the field, 11 of 29.
Now Tessa Boyd has her first run on the court, lobbing in for Pizzi and turning around nicely Rebecca Pizzi.
That was a nice pass by Boyd and even nicer finish by Pizzi. Much needed basket.
Well, Wisher was left all by herself and just like that at the other end, Kilsyth reply.
You can just see Cobras are playing with so much confidence at the moment.
Shear for Pizzi, a rare 3 attempt from Rebecca Pizzi. Didn't look too good off the hand, and that is off Lauren Nicholson's hands. So 13 seconds here for Nunawading to shoot still. Dominant second quarter this from Kilsyth. Really asserting themselves. Has been a stunning surge to get into top 4 calculations from the Kilsyth Cobras. Shear backing down. Oh, just didn't get the love off the glass. It's just not dropping for Kathleen Shear in the past few minutes.
I've been waiting to say this. It was just sheer strength that she tried to put that in.
Got it in early. Booth.
That's got to be
fouled. Cutting the line.
A lot of contact there. And again, at the other end, it's Booth muscling her way in and different result.
The technical foul has been called on the referee. Just trying to pick up who that was on. Definitely a technical foul is called.
No, it's a warning.
Warning, was
Technical warning.
Oh, right. Thanks,
on
Damien.
Nunawading bench. Coach Flynn was complaining there was a similar scenario at the other end and no foul was forthcoming.
Booth good on both of her free throw attempts. Extends the lead to 18 points. Oh my goodness. Kathleen Shear had no idea that Tessa Boyd was looking for her, and that kind of epitomises where the Spectres are at right now. Timeout is called by Paul Flynn, and a desperately needed one.
And he called that timeout because he wants to chat to the refs because he's not happy with what's going on in the paint and the different calls made at either end. But I think the referee's got it right. You know, there's not much else the defence could have done at the other end. And at the end of the day, she's just missed it. Whereas at the other end, there was certainly arms and things flying around and a little bit of a different scenario. But nonetheless...
The bigger issue at the moment is on the scoreboard.
Oh, it certainly is. But you just see the difference in body language from the players at the moment.
Yeah.
The Cobras are up and at it. Every single open shot just about is going in. And then you just see, as you mentioned, there was a lack of awareness, lack of communication. They turn the ball over, the Spectres, and they don't really know where their next basket's coming from right now.
Just from a Kilsyth perspective, it has been an incredible season for them. They lost 4 of their first 5 games, and they were to Knox, Bendigo, Ringwood and Geelong, currently the top 4 sides. Since April, they've won 11 of their past 12 games. Their only loss was to Nunawading back in round 11. Their average winning margin during this streak has been 23 points. They have been blowing sides away below them on the ladder. So they will get to final stage. So the real test for them will come in a couple of weeks when they come up against Knox, Bendigo, Ringwood, Geelong again.
Certainly will. And Sam Woosnam's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, full
of
credit
really
to her.
bringing it all together. Of course, when you've got someone like Alison Downey on court, she's sort of like a second coach as well. And then the talent of Nicholson is really filling it up and doing so again tonight.
Here is Nicholson on cue, finds a way through, can't find the basket. Nonetheless, she's going to the line, knocked these two down and makes it a 20-point advantage for Kilsyth.
Yeah, I think she's trying not to show it. I reckon she copped a corky on that one. Just a little rub. Doesn't want anyone to know. She really copped a hip in that thigh, but she's going to go to the line.
You want to keep it cool. You want to keep it moving after you cop a cork, and she has to go to the free throw line dead still, but that won't affect her too much. She's a great free throw shooter. Lauren Nicholson goes at 86% from the free throw line normally. And she knocks both down, and that takes her tally to 24 points. What a half.
Well, she's just about on track for 50, and what was it, Steph Reed for Frankston against Northwest Tassie. No, Launceston, my apologies.
Oh, Kira Rowe right against the grain with a big triple to reduce the margin to 17. A few more of those would be handy.
Certainly would, especially heading into half time, but we've only got 25 seconds, just a 10-second differential between shot clock and game.
Kamak, the running floater off target, strong from Antoniadou, knocked out of her hands, so no shot clock remaining. It is 16.5 seconds now for Nunawading to have the final say of this first half, which has certainly not been theirs.
Well, they really need to get a bucket to go here. Try and take some positive momentum into half time.
Boyd thought about taking the responsibility. She went and was looking for Pizzy inside, off Kilsyth hands though, so 5.9 seconds on the clock here for Nunawading.
That's a very difficult pass by Boyd, trying to make an entry pass into the post from just about the point. Got to really get to the wing.
Kira Rowe for Pizzy, for Antoniadou, lost control. Wisher picks it up and saves the day for Kilsyth. And what a commanding first half from the Kilsyth Cobras. 49-32 they lead at half-time, but it has been all about Lauren Nicholson. 24 points, Damien, to go with 4 rebounds and 3 assists.
Not a bad first half. She's on track if she can maintain this for 48. And who's to say she's not going to rack up 50 either? Wouldn't it be great for another player to rack up 50 in this league this season? But, you know, they've got 8 from Garrick, 5 from Shear, 5 from Brewster. They really have just struggled offensively.
Yeah.
And again, I've said it probably half a dozen times, the Cobras have really been able to take them out of their offensive flow. It's been through the perimeter, and you know they've looked stagnant in offense. They're just left in this one-on-one isolation with the shot clock running down, and it's not where you want to be. But they've got a lot of work ahead of them with this second half.
We'll take a short break here, about 7 minutes, and then we'll regather our thoughts and come back for second half action from the Nunawading Basketball Centre, which sees the Cobras 49 leading the Spectres. Welcome back to the Nunawading Basketball Centre. And it is almost time for the third quarter between the Kilsyth Cobras and the Spectres. And the Cobras with a bit of a mini ball over at this stage, 49-32. But when you consider their form over the past 13 games or so, which has seen them only drop the one game, Kilsyth, it's not a surprise from that perspective. Ben Waterworth alongside Damien Arsenas. And Damien, we have seen a Lauren Nicholson masterclass, really. The margin between the two sides is 17 points at the moment. Nicholson has 24, and her and Booth at the moment seem like a big difference between these two sides.
Well, they have offensively, that's for sure. But to me, it's been the big differences have been Nicholson and their defence. Because right now, the Cobras' defence has been all over whatever the Spectres have tried to run, and they've really thrown them out of their game. And as a result, the Spectres have looked disjointed. And, of course, we've talked about who they're missing. They're missing Izzy Chilcott.
Yep.
They're missing Chelsea D'Angelo on national duties. So they're two of their most important players offensively. So we're going to see a lot more of Rachel Brewster, who's probably looked like the most potent scorer for the Spectres in this game. Having said that, it's not like she set the world on fire. She's only got 5 points. So she's got 5 points. Garrick's got 8. They haven't got anyone else, really, that's troubled the scorers. And Nicholson's 24 points. Booth has got 10. But they've shared the ball around so much. Whoever's shot it, it's going in for the Cobras. And that they're playing with such confidence as well right now. And it's going to have to take a big turnaround, I'd say, in this third term if we're going to see the Spectres challenge for a home victory.
They desperately need it as well, the Spectres. They've only got one game remaining after tonight's game. They play Eltham next week, whereas Kilsyth have 2 more games, and both teams are currently on 12 wins. So you could argue that it's more important for Nunawading to get the victory tonight than it is for Kilsyth, but Kilsyth won't have any of that.
At this time of the season, any victory is important.
That's right.
Especially when you're jostling for a top 8 position.
Now, Tassari's pass was intercepted on the first play as Garrick goes inside for Shear. Backing down on Downey and turning around and missing her shot. Just getting an unlucky bounce there was Wisher, and it allows Rowe to come through. And now they can have a fresh 14 seconds here, Nunawading. Ball with Antoniadou. Garrick again turned over. Garrick, on offense has had no room to move because Lauren Nicholson, one of the best defensive players in the country, has given her no room. WNBL Defensive Player of the Year last year, Lauren Nicholson. For all her offensive skill, she is just as good at the defensive end. Tassari was 6 to shoot, well short in the float opportunity. Booth can't keep it in, and it's a Nunawading ball. So at quarter time, it was 22-17 in favour of Kilsyth, but they got going in the second term with a 27-15 second quarter, and they've opened up a big lead here.
So the Spectres are definitely trying to move the ball a little bit more early on in this third term.
Pizzi, mid-range jumper, in and out. Unlucky for Rebecca Pizzi.
Well, that was a good shot. Good ball movement. Just couldn't capitalise.
Booth had a great contest there from Pizzi from behind. That's off Nunawading hands. So it'll be a side or baseline ball, in fact, for the Cobras with 14 to shoot.
So, of course, round 14 is Indigenous round as well. We had a pre-game ceremony with one of the local elders.
Yes, member of the Wurundjeri tribe. Wisher driving baseline. Tassari all by herself. Oh, there's a golden opportunity for a triple, and that'll off the rim.
And that would have pushed the margin out to 20 points as well.
Garrick, nice step inside, lost control off her hands. Just not quite clicking for Maddie Garrick tonight, and it's a Kilsyth ball.
I think you nailed it earlier. They've taken everything away from Garrick.
Yeah.
And anything she gets, she has to work overtime to do so.
Tassari for 3. This time, the attempt is a little bit more accurate, but not the ideal result.
That's going to be a turnover.
And it's a backcourt violation, cross court. So it'll be a Nunawading ball. Still no score. We had a very free-flowing, high-scoring first half, but 2 and a bit minutes in, and still the score is 49-32.
Yeah, it's been totally opposite to what we saw in the first half. Flurry of points
Antonia inside for Rebecca Pizzi with 6 to shoot. Will she put it up in Sarah Booth's face? She will, and she'll knock it down as well.
That was a nice move. Showed a bit of the ball, turn around, puts it in, makes up for that missed wide open mid-range shot.
Just improving with every game, Rebecca Pizzi. Really one to watch. Downey for 3, the veteran. All experience, all class.
And look at the bench. They love that. They're all up. It's certainly not something that Downey's been known for throughout her career, but...
Well, at the other end, just after us saying that we hadn't seen a score for two minutes, we get triple within 1 minute. 52-37. 15-point lead now for Kilsyth, 7 minutes remaining. Nicholson v. Garrick. Nicholson turning around, that was too easy. Knocks it down for point tally number 26.
Her first points of the second half and does it with ease over Garrick.
Shear works her way to Kira Rowe with 10 to shoot. Pizzi inside, left-hand finish is not there. Good defense from Sarah Booth. And Wisher picks up the pace. Nicholson and Garrick go to work again, as do Booth and Pizzi and Booth. Just too much height and too much strength. Third time lucky, still no good. 3 consecutive field goals missed by Sarah Booth. And the Spectres get away with one there.
Booth now up to 6 rebounds with those couple, but would have rather put it in. An offensive foul's called.
Rachel Antonidou was driving hard and is called for an offensive foul. That's her second personal, first team foul for the Spectres in this third term. A couple of substitutions. Tassari checks out.
And Kamak back in.
32 years of age, Claire Kamak. Averaging the 8 points per game this season.
More than serviceable.
Over 300 games of experience at this level. Pizzi almost picked the pocket of Booth. Still a Kilsyth ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 6 minutes on the game clock in this third term. Wisher looks for some movement ahead, gets a screen from Downey and goes back to Downey. Will she think about the 3 again? Goes inside for Booth. She's got 5 to shoot. There's a foul called on Rebecca Pizzi. That's her second personal. And second team foul for Nunawading in this term. Substitution. And finally we see Rachel Brewster injected into this third quarter. Surprised that she didn't start, Damien, at the start of this quarter?
Look, I think she's going to play a lot of minutes the remainder of this game because the Spectres are just not getting the scoring they need. And perhaps they're missing D'Angelo more than we probably all realise because D'Angelo's ability to slash and get into the paint, we just haven't seen the Spectres do that at all tonight.
So confident for Chelsea's only 19 years of age, her ability to work inside fearlessly.
But they're missing that slashing, the someone driving, and that's something Chilcott does as well, and they're both out tonight.
So foul called on Rachel Brewster. Third team foul for Nunawading. Sees Wisher go to the line, an 81% free throw shooter normally. She's been averaging 13 points per game this season.
And almost 8 rebounds as well.
No good though on both free throw attempts. So again, the Spectres are given a good look here on offense. Can they make the most of it? Antonio steps back, but can't drill the 3 ball. They're having opportunities, Nunawading, to get back in this game.
They just can't find a way to put the ball in the rim.
No. Getting much better looks. There's an offensive foul. Sarah Booth called for the offensive foul, Damien.
Yeah, that was a lazy one by Booth. She knew as soon as the whistle went that she'd been pinged. But what a doozy of a battle it is between Nicholson and Garrick at the moment.
Yeah. High quality. Worth the price of admission to see those two go head to head.
It's nearly like an arm wrestle at the moment. So, yeah, Garrick's been able to slow her down a bit. Having said that, Garrick has not been able to get going at all since the opening term.
Garrick cuts to the outside. Shear for 3. She hit a lovely 3-ball in the second term. Can't replicate her achievement this time. Nicholson kicks it up a gear. Wrong steps, Shear, but can't get the 2 to go. In the end, Wisher picks up the crumbs and gets the 2.
Good follow-up by Wisher, but no one was there to box her out.
All set up by the aggression of Lauren Nicholson. 19-point lead for the Cobras. Shear has 2 to beat for Pizzy, for Garrick for 3. Can't knock it down, but off Booth's hands. It looked like she was anticipating contact from behind. None came. So it gives a fresh 14 seconds here for Nunawading.
Look, it was a bit of a broken play by Nunawading there, but the ball movement got an open shot.
Yeah.
And it feels like that was the first time they moved the ball in a long time where they got an open shot. So a bit to like about that last play.
And the ball's not staying in one player's hands for very long in this term. Garrick pulls up. Oh, she had a good look at that too, but rims out. And Nicholson calls for calm and slows the tempo down.
Nunawading shooting percentage dropped below 35% now.
Total opposite of what happened in round 11 between these two sides. As that's off the hands of Booth, so the Spectres will get the ball back, but it's repeating that Nunawading shot at 49% in round 11, Kilsyth at 37%, and in an 8-point game, that was, it's almost the exact flip of that today, Damien.
Oh, it certainly is, and I was just doing the hand signs to show that, and Kilsyth's at 47%, Nunawading 34%, and they've only one shot difference between both teams. Yeah. And if you go down there, the rebounding count, Kilsyth's got the advantage by 9, 31-22.
That's a big differential.
But also the assists, 11-5, and that comes down to that ball movement. We usually see a Nunawading team with high numbers of assists, but they really just haven't been creating those shots tonight. It just hasn't been getting the ball through hands, and very little else separating either team. We haven't seen fast breaks. We haven't seen a lot of turnovers. It's just been, really the way Kilsyth's defence has been able to limit the opportunities that the Nunawading Spectres can get out of their offence.
Well, Nunawading this season are 6-3 on their home court, but prior to this game, their past 2 home games, they lost to both Waverley and Ringwood. So they were 6-1 at home, but 2 consecutive losses on their home court. And at this stage, halfway through this third quarter, it's looking like potentially a 3rd consecutive loss at the Graveyard.
It's certainly not what they'd expect, but, the Ringwood loss is, it's not something you wouldn't expect. They're playing great basketball, sitting 4th on the ladder, but, when you take it just to me, this, missing D'Angelo tonight, missing Chilcott, you can't ignore the fact that they're big outs.
That quick ball movement again, clearly an instruction from Coach Paul Flynn. Garrick looks for a cut inside, none forthcoming. And Brewster cops some contact, so foul called on Wisher for Kilsyth, her second personal, second team foul for Kilsyth this term. 3 minutes 48 seconds remaining. Spectres down by 19 rather. Garrick for 3, wide open. She loves this situation and she makes the most of it. A rare open look for Maddie Garrick tonight.
But out of their last 3 or 4 possessions, they've been able to move the ball well, get players to the positions they want, and they've got 2 open shots. Garrick's hit one of them. That's going to be Spectre's ball. Oh, I'm pretty sure that came off. I'm pretty sure that was off the Cobra's arm, and she's just walking around looking like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Maddie Garrick was certainly thinking that as well, Damien.
I had a good eye on that. I'm positive.
Booth in a good position, but can't get it to go. Good defense from Pizzy and Co for Nunawading. And their tails are up. Garrick for 3! Maddie Garrick hits some form at the right time.
Back-to-back trays by Garrick. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Spectres.
Yeah, just like that, gets back to 13 points. That's what a couple of big triples can do.
We talked about at half-time, if they can just get it to around 10 points heading into the final quarter.
Yep.
Oh, Downey!
Eyes lit up there, the veteran.
Through the big dummy. Shame she couldn't get it to go in.
And Tonydu almost overstepped. Shear. Well, Brewster was there waiting for the open look. She caught some contact, though, Shear, before able to pass. So
I would have loved Downey to hit that shot at the other end. That would have made the highlight real.
So Nicholson called for, rather not Nicholson called for the foul. Tassari's called for the foul.
Yeah.
Still a 13-point lead. Antoniadou 1-2 with Pizzi. Drives hard, and that is offensive.
She knew as soon as she hit.
Second offensive foul in this term against Rachel Antoniadou.
No complaints there.
So that's the fourth team foul for Nunawading and 3 against Antoniadou. A couple of weeks ago against Waverley, Antoniadou was in foul trouble and actually, I think, fouled out as well. So just something to watch. But she's been a picture of consistency for Nunawading the past 5 games. 17-17, 4, 18-18, 18. Very reliable normally, Rachel Antoniadou for Nunawading. Tassari with 2 minutes 20. 9 on the shot clock here. That's well off target from Kamak. And that was off Nunawading hand. So still a Kilsyth ball. That was disappointing because it was an air ball. They've only got 6 to shoot here, Kilsyth.
Yeah, it was way off target, but obviously a bit of a deflection.
Nicholson presents. 5 to shoot for Lauren Nicholson. Backing down and finding a player inside in Mathers, but that shot was just off target. It was a really good look as well.
Oh, she blew a wide open layup. It was a brilliantly set up by Nicholson.
Garrick again. Brewster in the corner. She likes that position, but she can't make the most of it. Scored a lot of points from that position against Waverley in the fourth quarter a few weeks ago. Into the final couple of minutes in this third quarter. Tassari guarded by Brewster. Tassari gets around Brewster and the finish as well. That was brilliant.
I think you said it all on that one. That was a brilliant drive.
Much needed basket for the Cobras because they'd had not only a 6-0 run there, Nunawading, as sheer heavy bank off the glass and a heavy fall for Allison Downey. Hits the court again.
Smile on her face, but that's the right no call. It was inside the protected area.
Yep.
Still 13-point ball game.
Nicholson. Well, they're double teaming her on this occasion. They've been able to clamp down on her in this quarter, but she's got an opportunity to get some easy points here from the stripe.
Well, she's only had 2 points in the period, Nicholson. It's been un-Nicholson-like.
After 24 in the first half. So foul was called on Rebecca Pizzi. They're into the bonus now, Nunawading, but it was a shooting foul nonetheless.
Well, a lack of scoring certainly hasn't hurt her team, though. They've been able to continue the scoring, even though the Spectres have made a late run to close out the third.
So Slater checks in for Pizzi, who's now got 3 personal fouls. And a good opportunity for Nicholson to get back on the scoreboard, and such a reliable free throw shooter as well. She's now got 4 points in this third quarter. Nicholson to take it to 28 for the game. Haberfield will check in for the first time for Kilsyth, as well as Nicholson takes a rare breather.
Well, that's a good substitution. You've got a 15-point lead. Give her a minute.
Brewster for 3. Looked nice off the hand, just a little short. Mathers with a strong rebound for Kilsyth.
Yeah, one feels Nicholson needs a big final quarter to put the Spectres away because they're just hanging around.
Yeah, they are. Can they capitalise here, Nunawading, in this final couple of plays? Tassari with 8 to shoot, goes to work. Oh, she draws contact, and she gets it to go as well.
Tassari somehow was able to finish through the contact, fading away to the baseline with the offhand.
That is an incredible move. And that's a real dagger, I think, for Nunawading just before the three-quarter time siren, and she completes a three-point play.
And that follows up that other drive not long ago where she managed to slip through somehow, and 5 big points to Tassari down the stretch of this third term.
5-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Slater calls for movement. There's a foul called against Kilsyth on Haberfield, her first personal.
She's officially on the score sheet now in 14 seconds or so.
Not ideal.
trying to keep the clamps on while Nicholson's sitting on the bench. It's good to see. She's trying to earn her keep.
And she's putting the clamps on the right player as well, Rachel Brewster. Working with Garrick. Brewster back for Garrick. 6 to shoot now for Maddie Garrick. Goes around Downey. That was a pretty move. And the finish as well from Maddie Garrick. 1 second left. The prayer is put up from way downtown from Claire Kamak. It's off target. And at 3/4 time, gee, they looked, you just felt like Nunawading had made a few more indents on the margin, but it's still 16 points. So only able to make up 1 point in that third quarter, Nunawading. It's Kilsyth 63, Nunawading 47, a 16-point lead. Maddie Garrick started to get hot in that quarter, 14 points for her now. That's 6 in that quarter, but just couldn't quite get that ascendancy, that 10-point margin, Damien, that you were talking about.
No, but look, they certainly played better in that quarter. It's certainly been their best quarter of this game. But Lauren Nicholson now, 28 points. Booth has 10, 7 rebounds as well. Tessary got 8 points, and they've been able to get the spread. We talk about Tessary, 5 points to close out the term. Booth's been able to contribute. They've had Wisher. They've had all these other players just pop up when Nicholson hasn't been scoring. And they've been able to fill those gaps and keep the scoreboard ticking over. And that's just something Nunawading hasn't been able to do tonight. Garrick's got 16 points, but she's been flashy. She had some early.
Yep.
She back-to-back threes got her up to 16 points. She's had 7. She just hasn't been able to get going either. Pizzy's been able to be solid with her 7 points. She's sort of on track for what she normally delivers. But they haven't got the scoring of Chilcott. They haven't got the scoring of D'Angelo. Brewster still hasn't really got hot yet, even though she's probably looked the most likely. So, Nunawading shooting 38% from the field. Kilsyth at 45. And while they've hit 7 3-pointers, they've taken 20 shots from behind the arc, the Spectres, whereas Kilsyth are just 6 of 13, 46% from behind the arc. And they're 11 of 13 from the free throw line compared to the Spectres 2 of 4, which just goes back to reinforce the Spectres are not driving. They've got no one taking it to the paint. There's no D'Angelo, there's no Chilcott.
Yeah. 2 pretty big outs for Paul Flynn. A 16-point margin to make up here for Nunawading. They did trail it by as much as 20 points late in that second quarter when Lauren Nicholson hit a couple of free throws. Able to bring it back to 13 during the third quarter, but now a 16-point margin as we start this fourth quarter. Both teams with 12 wins, and again, Rowe and Shear just not quite on the same page, or the execution rather probably wasn't quite there. And a turnover giving Kilsyth the ball.
Well, it hasn't been Rowe's game tonight. She's minus 19 for her 19 minutes on court.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been her night.
Kamak, Nicholson, deep 2, in and out. Pizzy with a strong rebound. Now with Rachel Brewster, fourth quarter specialist, as we saw a couple of weeks ago. Garrick wants Brewster. Brewster wants 3. She gets 3.
I was right behind that, and from the time it left her hands, that was not missing.
Great chemistry from Brewster and Garrick, who only would have been playing together a couple of weeks.
Come on, kids, hold the balls.
Looks like there's a great little contingent of kids who've assembled just in the top left-hand corner of your screen there.
Most of them are from the same family. They're
so.
Louisa Fakalato, who's on the roster tonight. Most of those are her family.
She got some minutes a couple of weeks ago against Diamond Valley, Louisa Fakalata. Maybe she might get some tonight. Garrick almost stole it away from Nicholson. 5 to shoot.
And that's better defence by the Spectres, but you can't go under. You cannot go under Lauren Nicholson. She'll do that.
Back out to 15 points. They've got an answer every time the Spectres challenge at the moment. Here's Brewster again going to work. Pizzy, strong offensive rebound, and she copped some contact from Mathers as she was putting up that shot, and she will go to the line, Rebecca Pizzy.
So guess how many Nicholson's got now? She's got 30.
She's got 30. What a star. 6 rebounds as well, Laura Nicholson. She's, for 180 centimetres, she's deceptively good in off the glass as well. She plays that forward role, that small forward role so well. But lots of guarded characteristics. Rebecca Pizzy, good from her first attempt. And draw the margin back to 13 points. She does. Now They need to get on a run, Nunawading. That's been the key. Just haven't been able to get consecutive string of baskets together. Booth back on the court here for the Spectres, just to make it a little, for the Cobras rather, to make it a little bit tougher for Nunawading. Nicholson with 5 to shoot. Gets around Shear, kicks it out. In the end, looking for Kamak, but that was off Nunawading hands. So 2 seconds here for Kilsyth to shoot.
Might have been a rough call there. I reckon she just threw it out of bounds.
Nunawading look a little perplexed. Kamak comes from the court. Wisher steps back in. So they've got their starting 5 out there, Kilsyth. Tassari! My goodness gracious me! What a shot from the 20-year-old.
Maybe a little bit of lack of awareness there by the Spectres. Shot clock was down, so the shot was always going to be a pass and catch shoot scenario, and you cannot leave Tassari open.
Well, Busy gets the reply at the other end, but again, can they get consecutive baskets here, Nunawading? Not a lockdown defensively here, the Spectres. Wisher, Booth, Nicholson gets the screen from Booth. Wants the pick and roll, Nicholson. Downey, top of the key, no good. And a strong rebound from Kira Rowe.
Yeah, and that rebound was set up by Pizzy. Did a great job of boxing out.
Gee, Bruce, a tough shot. She draws contact. She's going to the line as well. That looked like a really tough, almost unrealistic kind of shot, but it might pay dividends as Brewster's going to the line.
Well, maybe she felt she was going to be fouled and hence just put it up. I don't know, but certainly was an uncharacteristic type of shot. Swinging to the line.
She's a good free throw shooter, Rachel Bruce. That goes at 94% from the free throw line from her 11 games so far.
So we talk about the Nunawading's inability to consistently score tonight. Can't take anything away defensively. They've done a pretty good job defensively on the Cobras. It's just they just haven't been able to score themselves.
Oh, Brewster misses her second attempt, so still that 13-point margin that they just can't make any more indents in at the moment, Nunawading. Need another stop here. Downey. Wisher pulls up. There might have been a hand in there from Pizzy. Nice little rejection. And Shear cops some contact from Sarah Booth. And that is her 3rd personal foul. 3rd team foul, importantly, for Kilsyth. We're only 3 minutes into this 4th quarter.
And again, that was good defence by the Spectres. Pizzy getting a hand in on the shot. Hopefully she gets recorded for a block shot there, because that's what it was.
She had a good game, Rebecca Pizzy. 11 points and 6 rebounds.
Oh, she's been her standard solid self.
Yeah. Garrick. Oh, with Nicholson in her face. Knocks it down, Maddie Garrick.
That's a shot. That's a nice looking shot. That was tough.
Back to 11 points. Closest the Spectres have been in quite some time. Now time for Kilsyth to respond. Nicholson, wrong steps Shear. Tassari, she's a long way out.
Done a better job defensively here.
3 to shoot, and Pizzy forces the turnover. Well called, Damien.
The Spectres have lifted their defence and they're getting the stops at the moment. Can they capitalise again offensively?
Garrick.
Oh, no. She nearly got the double dribble.
Rowe. Oh, the pass was there for Shear, but Downey read it well offhand. Got the steal.
The pass was off target. That's what it was. It was the right idea.
And now Lauren Nicholson calls for calm at the graveyard. Booth for Nicholson, who goes to work. And a blocking foul is called. Nicholson also hits the floor as well. Brewster.
I hope she's all right. There was a bit of a squeal there.
Hopefully just out of shock more than anything else. She's up to her feet. She's a tough player, Lauren Nicholson. I was calling a WNBL game in Perth when the Lynx were playing the Lightning, and Nicholson copped this massive knock to the nose and there was blood everywhere. And it was just after Adelaide cemented their spot in the WNBL finals, so she trained all week in a face mask to protect that nose. So she is a tough player. She can be in the wars, Lauren Nicholson. She's good on her first attempt here. That's 31 for Lauren Nicholson, continuing her stellar 2019 campaign. And her 32nd point takes the Cobras to a 70-57 lead.
Still plenty of time for the Spectres, but They just haven't been able to get it under 10 points.
Pizzy for 3. Oh, almost got the lucky drop. Downey brings it down with authority. And then Kamak back on the court. The two most experienced Cobras out in the court. Nicholson v. Garrick. What a matchup that has been all afternoon. Oh, Garrick with a slight win. Can't force the turnover. Kamak. Through she goes. Pizzy is called for the foul. That's her 4th personal foul. Rebecca Pizzy, 2nd team foul for the Spectres, and 2 shots coming up for Kilsyth.
Yeah, Garrick got active hands. Nearly managed to... Well, she did poke it loose, but it ended up in Booth's hands. Good movement. Saw the drive open up. Pizzy just didn't need to challenge. She probably just needed to stand up straight there and just make it difficult. She wouldn't have got the foul, but she went for the block shot. And now we see Kamak at the line.
68% free throw shooter this season, Claire Kamak. And again, just as Nunawading looked like they were about to challenge, Kilsyth respond. 72-57, they lead by 15 points.
So Kamak now matches her season average of 8 points a game.
Brewster and Garrick.
The DJ tries to energise the team and the crowd, perhaps with some music.
Brewster again with 6 to shoot. What can she do from the corner? She can fall well short in the shot. Hit the nylon, but not on the right side of the rim. Now Nicholson with Kilsyth in control of this game now. Right in the box seat. What have Nunawading got? Downey wants Nicholson. Downey again, raising up the elevation from the veteran. And she has a wry smile as well as that dropped. She loved that one. Back out to 17 points. Kilsyth showing their classes. Nicholson copped Pizzy in the noggin as she was going past. And Nicholson's, I think that's her 3rd personal foul or 2nd. Wait for the scoreboard update.
Second.
No, it is her 2nd, 4th team foul for Kilsyth, and a timeout is called at the Nunawading Basketball Centre. Here's the state of play for you. 4.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Kilsyth 74, Nunawading 57. Both teams 12 wins. Nunawading though 12-6. Kilsyth 12-5. Kilsyth have 2 more games to play after this game. Win tonight, and they are well placed to give the top 4, I think, a bit of a shake. Just get that confirmed. Ringwood with 1 win and Knox with 1 extra win.
Well, Kilsyth win tonight, they'll go to 13 wins, or either team will go to 13 wins, which at the moment, of course, there's other games being played. Knox are on 13, Ringwood are on 13 as well. The top 2 are really settled. They're not going to change. It's going to be whether Knox and Ringwood can hold on to 3rd and 4th, or whether Kilsyth, and it doesn't really look like the Spectres are going to be challenging for that top 4 now, so it's whether Kilsyth can work their way in. And Danny and I are a couple of games behind as well. So really it's going to be, is Kilsyth can work their way in the top 4? Can Nunawading hold on to 5th or 6th going into the finals?
They're continuing their great winning form at the moment, Kilsyth. There's still 4.5 minutes to go, but they are in menacing form. They had a great weekend in Tassie last weekend. They beat Hobart by 50 points, 102-52, and then beat Launceston by 18, 85-63. And continuing these big winning margins. Garrick thought about the deep 3. Tries to wrong step her opponent. Kamak is called for the foul. She's a little disappointed, but Damien called that early.
You can't grab her. It's as simple as that.
No,
she got done by the change of direction, and many a player have been done by the change of direction by Maddie Garrick.
So they're in the bonus now. Kilsyth. And Garrick misses that free throw attempt. Need everything they can get at the moment, the Spectres. Garrick 1 for 2 from her free throw attempts. Takes her tally to 19.
So both teams have persisted pretty much the same defensive setup all game. Been very little changing.
Booth for Wishart. Tough right-hand attempt. Booth. That was really strong from behind, and she knew she made contact. It wasn't legal on that occasion straight away, and she was quick to get Shear back to her feet. And that will see the ball go all the way down to the other end of the court as well. free throw attempts coming up for Kathleen Shear. Before that, though, I thought we were going to have thought they were going to have a timeout, but none forthcoming. It'll be substitution instead. Antonia Du will check back in. And Freiters will check in for Nunawading as Booth takes a seat, because Booth is up to 4 personal fouls.
So Coach Sam Woosnam's played her entire bench tonight. Everyone's seen minutes, where we're yet to see Feller and Fakalata for the Spectres. But I dare say, given the margin, we might see them enter the game in the next few minutes.
Shear, good from both attempts, so 14 points. And now Nunawading need absolutely everything to go right from here. Heavy calls on the court. Not sure if you're able to pick that one up. It's Nicholson kicks it out for Downey. Lost control of the dribble. Nicholson in control of the shot, but falling short and out of bounds.
I was about to say, if you're going to lose control of the ball, no one better to lose it to
No,
than your
that's right.
teammate, Lauren Nicholson. Couldn't get it to go on that occasion.
He's right up there for MVP contention, you'd think. Once again, Lauren Nicholson.
Hector's made an appearance. He's under the scoreboard. Hector the Spectre.
He was really riving the kids up pre-game as well. Oh, that's nice from Kathleen Shear. She's got the last 4 points of the game. And it's 74-62.
So Shear now, she's got 11 points.
7 rebounds as well.
Well under an average of almost 16 points a game.
6 to shoot here for Lauren Nicholson. She draws the double team, loses her footing.
Good
and
defence.
Nunawading forced the turnover. And here they go. Garrick down the court.
Lovely
Long step
play.
Downey and did all the hard work. And there's a free, 2 shots coming up. Woosnan is, the coach of Kilsyth, is flabbergasted by the call. And they're warning against Woosnan and the bench for Kilsyth. And a timeout is called by Nunawading. So 2 free throws coming. Just trying to work out who that foul might have been on. It might have been on Freiters, I think. She was the most flabbergasted of the lot.
In the greater scheme of thing, I don't think it even matters right now. Even though it's a 12-point lead to the Spectres, stranger things have happened.
That's right.
But it would be hard to think the Spectres could pull out something out of the bag in this last 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Just every time they've challenged, Kilsyth have had an answer. And it's normally come through just discipline and offense and patient ball movement.
Oh, you're spot on. And it's just been that whole, we'll do our thing, we'll do our offense. We've got confidence in what we're doing. And when you're on a bit of a winning streak like they are too, they've got a lot more confidence in their game right now, whereas Nunawading are losing a few pieces tonight, and very important pieces. There's been no dribble penetration at all tonight.
Yeah.
There's been nothing. I think we saw one drive from Antonia Du early. Brewster's done a few pull-ups though, but no one's getting to the rim. And I think that's where they've been undone, because when Chilcott drives, when D'Angelo drives and they're not open, they're kicking out. We're not seeing any kick-outs tonight. All the shots have been ISOs or a couple of passes and a shot.
I suppose a good thing for Spectres fans is that is something that is correctable before playoffs. Hopefully when you get some personnel back as well, which will help.
Yes.
But it is correctable, hopefully, with a couple of sort of mindset changes. And
oh, look, it's correctable 2 ways. You can add the penetration, and of course, if you add those players back, it helps.
Yeah.
But they've got to hit shots too, and they just haven't been able to hit shots tonight either.
so Garrick 2 from 2. She's up to 21 points. And it's back to a 10-point margin. So
there's plenty of time.
there is 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Is a long time in basketball. The clock hasn't started, though, on the scoreboard, though.
They have not started the clock.
Now they have. So
There was probably 20 seconds.
yeah.
15 to 20
I think
seconds.
Sam Woosnan has noticed it as well. She's had a chat to the referee. We'll keep our eyes on that. Nonetheless, Tassari brings it down. There's a couple of missed shots from both sides. Nicholson tries to wrong step Shear, Downey, Wisher, Tassari, all working around the perimeter. Double team from Antonia Du. Wisher for 3. Off target. And Shear.
That's going to be Cobra's ball.
It will be a Cobra's ball. Paul Finn standing over the referee. Wow, that is not a man. That is an intimidating sight.
He didn't move, though. He didn't move. It was a referee went close to him.
He has not said a word to him. He's just given him the biggest death stare of all time.
You know what? If that was the NBA right now, that would have been a technical foul.
Oh, wow.
The way they're calling it, that would have been a technical.
Thumbs up to the referee for that. Oh, at the end, Freitas was fouled and it gets it to go as well. Count the points. She's going to the line, and that's now going to make it very difficult for the Spectres.
And Freitas made that harder than it needed to be. She really wanted to get to that left hand, and very lucky she was able to get it to go in the end. We're going to have another timeout called.
Yeah, timeout called by Nunawading coach Paul Flynn. I think he'll be saying a bit more to his troops now than he was to the referee a few seconds ago. But nonetheless, he now sees his side down by 12 points. Again, it's that blessed 10-point margin. They just can't crack that double-figure barrier. Again, Kilsyth showing their class. But from what you've seen tonight, I know you haven't seen Kilsyth every single week, and you wouldn't have seen every single side every single week, but are they playing a style that might be able to see it, match it with the likes of Geelong, with the likes of Bendigo, who are the top two sides, but even a Ringwood and a Knox in the next couple of weeks as we count down the playoffs?
Well, looking at it, if you look at the size of some of those teams you just mentioned, I think that's where they're going to struggle. Well, the struggle is probably a harsh word, but if you look at the size of Kilsyth and Nunawading, they actually match up pretty well.
Yep.
Okay, but if you got to look at Lauren Scherf at Knox.
Yes.
There's a big body for you.
Becca Tobin at Bendigo.
Exactly. Yep. And then you go to Geelong, and they've got towers everywhere. Yep. They've got McBeggar. The list goes on. So that's why these teams, I feel, are coming to the top. They've got the star players as well. If you look at Bendigo, they're probably the most loaded team in the whole league.
Yes.
But Geelong's going to be there. These teams just have talent oozing. And I guess the only thing that I think is going to be in their favour, and I'm talking about Kilsyth right now, is they have a star in Lauren Nicholson.
Yep.
And they play great team basketball. They're playing well as a team defensively. They're moving the ball offensively, although just as I say that, it opens up for...
It's a very rare drive from the Spectres tonight.
But it is. It's a rare drive, and they've just been so disciplined, the Cobras, and they haven't moved away from what's been successful for them tonight.
So 10 points to go. Brewster almost knocked it out of Freitas. It's Freitas with it now as Wisher rather beforehand. Nicholson guarded by 2.
Good D.
Freitas is there, has to put it up with 2 seconds to shoot. Freitas.
Great D.
Great D from Nunawading, as you're right, Damien. And now an opportunity. They kick up the tempo. Antoniadou wants a teammate.
They need quick points, though.
Garrick tried to draw the contact. Shear, Antoniadou for Rowe, for 3. That didn't look good off the hand.
And that's not the shot they really wanted. There was too many handoffs before they got a shot away. They need quick points. They took nearly a full shot clock, and we've only got a minute and 10 to play.
Nicholson and Tassari combined, and as they have done so well, 7 to shoot. They're really using up the shot clock. Downey for some icing on the cake off the glass. Couple of special plays from Alison Downey tonight.
Well, Downey's up to 9 points now, 4 rebounds.
Handy game from Alison Downey. Into the final minute of this game. Brewster, one-on-one, tough fadeaway. Oh, that is a pretty shot from Rachel Brewster. That's why she's a rising star of this competition.
They got a timeout or not? No.
Substitution called.
Can't get a substitution on a made basket, though.
No.
Bit of a mix-up on the score bench. It's going to be Cobras. 46 seconds.
Tassari quickly brings it into the front court. They're playing hustle D. They've got 2 fouls to give here as well, Kilsyth, but don't think they want that nonetheless. Tassari all by herself for 3. Misses. But it's the 10-point ball game. Brewster brings it down to Garrick. Rowe was all by herself. Garrick with a last dip chance gets it to go. 8 points the margin.
This is
24
the closest
seconds.
they've been all half.
That's right. They bring it down. Woosnam calls for calm on the bench. Nicholson I thought she was going to be fouled by Garrick. Booth inside for Wisher. And there is the genuine icing on the cake. Timeout is called. 14 seconds remaining. And Kilsyth now heading for their 12th win from their past 13 games. What a streak this has been. And they thoroughly deserve it. As you mentioned, Damon, they've played terrific team basketball.
Yeah, but look, to their credit, Nunawading's arguably been the better team of the second half.
Yep.
Their defence has lifted. They've been, they weren't bad early, but their defence has gotten better. They've started to move the ball more. They still haven't had the dribble penetration we're talking about, but that ball movement's been there. And that's created some better open looks, and they've started hitting some of those shots. And as a result, we have a 10-point ball game. They've outscored the Cobras by 7 points in the second half.
Yeah.
So it's certainly been an encouraging finish. And the good news is for the Spectres, they've still got pieces to come back.
Yep.
They've got D'Angelo, who's going to be coming off an under-19 World Cup to come back into the playoffs. And, of course, a fit Izzy Chilcott is going to be a very valuable addition as they look ahead to the finals.
You feel like Maddie Garrick's only going to get better with every game she plays as she gets to know the system as well.
Yeah.
She would know Paul Flynn obviously very well, as Flynn's an assistant coach at the Melbourne Boomers in the WNBL.
Yes.
But from a team chemistry perspective, things are starting to click with every game.
But also, if you look at the Spectres, yes, they've got an Izzy Chilcott. Yes, they've got someone like Shear. They're a young team.
Yeah.
Really young. Brewster's coming out of college. You got Antonia Do. You got Pizzy. You've got Rowe out in the court at the moment. You got D'Angelo.
Great signs for the future for the Nunawading. The final 5 seconds. Garrick finds a way through another rare drive from the Spectres. And a timeout is called, I think, from Woosnam with 2.2 seconds remaining and an 8-point lead.
Maybe they're just going to draw up a play and try and get Lauren Nicholson to 34.
She
try and boost the average. But certainly, take nothing away from the Cobras tonight. It's been their game. Well, the Spectres have been the stronger team of the second half, particularly the final quarter. They managed to get something going. Garrick got it going again, which helps. Shear's up to 11 points. Brewster's up to 11 points. They've had more contributors. They've played more confidently as the games wore on. But the damage was done in that second quarter.
Yeah. Second
quarter, Nicholson went off. Booth combining really well with her. And it's been up against the brick wall ever since.
Good signs for Maddie Garrick. She started with 14 points and she's gone 19, 21, now 25 tonight. So she's increased her scoring with every performance. She's played a lot of minutes tonight, a lot of floor time, almost 37 minutes for Maddie Garrick.
Yeah, and that's probably due to the fact they just haven't had anyone else consistently scoring. Brewster's probably had an opportunity to break out a bit again today, but Cobras have done a good job on her, and some of those shots she's been taking have a combination of the Cobras' defence and the Spectres' inability to move the ball.
And we got one final highlight left. Booth gets the alley-oop and she's rejected by Shear. Right at the end, it's a highlight for Nunawading, but nonetheless, it's a win for Kilsyth by 8 points. They have won 12 of their past 13 games, and they are storming towards the NBL1 playoffs. 80-72, Kilsyth record the victory, and Lauren Nicholson was the star with 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, Damien. She is a star of this competition, and Kilsyth are looming as a team that could cause a few headaches over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, they certainly are. But look, you cannot write off Nunawading. They're still going to be there when it comes to the playoffs and the finals. And if they can get D'Angelo back coming off a World Cup, hopefully a successful World Cup, starting this weekend or next week, that'd be great to see. And Garrick's starting to find form. Shear, probably a little bit of an off game for her. Pizzy was her solid self. They've got a lot of pieces still to come back. But Kilsyth, what can you say? Great team effort tonight, led by their star player Nicholson. Garrick finished with 25 points. Shear had 11. Brewster 11. Rowe had 9 rebounds. But when she was on the court, unfortunately for her, I think she was like minus 19. So certainly difficult. But both of these teams are looking to playoff berth, and for Kilsyth right now, it's how high can they go?
Yeah, it's exciting times for Sam Woosnam and the Kilsyth Cobras. They were victorious today over the Nunawading Spectres, 80-72. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage wherever you've been watching around the planet. On behalf of Damien Arsenis, this is Ben Waterworth signing off from the Nunawading Basketball Centre, whereas the Cobras victorious, 80-72.